Today we will be demonstrating how to write a proportion in 4 different ways, and we have Proportion Guy to help us out. Proportion Guy says, a proportion is an equation showing that two ratios are equivalent. Proportion Guy also says, in a proportion, if the ratios are equivalent, then the cross products are equal. Proportion Guy is going to do a cartwheel to demonstrate how we can write proportions in 4 different ways. Okay, we are going to set up the proportion 12 over 1 is equal to 36 over x. So in Proportion Guy's left hand will be the 12, in his right hand the 36, his left foot the 1, and the right foot the x. These numbers are going to stay in the same position, but as he does his cartwheel, the proportion will change. Use your pink highlighter to highlight from the 12 to the variable x. Use your yellow highlighter to highlight between the other two numbers in the proportion. As Proportion Guy starts his cartwheel, the numbers are still in the same position on his hands. The 12 is still in his left hand, the 36 is still in his right hand. But we can write the proportion in another way now. It's going to be 1 over x is equal to 12 over 36. Again, use your pink highlighter to highlight between our unknown, our x, and the 12. And use your yellow highlighter to highlight between the other two numbers, the 1 and the 36. As Proportion Guy continues his cartwheel and is upside down, the 12 is still in his left hand and the 36 is still in his right hand. But we have a new proportion. Now we have x over 36 is equal to 1 over 12. Using your pink highlighter, highlight between our unknown, our x, and our 12. And using your yellow highlighter, highlight between the 36 and the 1. As Proportion Guy completes his cartwheel, the 12 is still in the left hand, the 36 is still in the right hand. But we have another proportion. 36 over 12 is equal to x over 1. Using your pink highlighter, highlight between our unknown, our x, and our 12. And using your yellow highlighter, highlight between the other two numbers, 36 and 1. Now you can see, as Proportion Guy did his cartwheel, that we have 4 different proportions set up. In the first panel, we have 12 over 1 is equal to 36 over x. In the second panel, we have 1 over x is equal to 12 over 36. In the next panel, we have x over 36 is equal to 1 over 12. And in the last panel, we have 36 over 12 is equal to x over 1. So these are equivalent proportions, even though we are able to write them in 4 different ways. In the first proportion, we have 12 over 1 is equal to 36 over x. Using the same manner of highlighting, highlight with your pink highlighter the 12 and the x, and with your yellow highlighter the 1 and the 36. When we use cross products and cross multiply, we have 12 times x is equal to 1 times 36. To solve our equation, we need to simplify. 1 times 36 is 36. To undo multiply by 12, we need to divide by 12. What we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other side of the equation. Then we have our solution, x is equal to 3. Our next proportion is 1 over x is equal to 12 over 36. Take your pink highlighter, highlight the x and the 12. Take your yellow highlighter, highlight from the 1 to the 36. Then we'll take our cross products. We'll get 12x is equal to 1 times 36. This is the same results that we got with the last proportion. Again, our steps are the same. We simplify. 1 times 36 is 36. Again, to undo multiply by 12, we divide by 12. What we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other side of the equation. We simplify. 36 divided by 12 is 3. X has a value of 3. Our third proportion is x over 36 is equal to 1 over 12. Take your pink highlighter, highlight from the x to the 12. Take your yellow highlighter, highlight from the 36 to the 1. When we take our cross products, we get the same cross products from the last two equations. This is because all of these proportions are equivalent. So we have 12 times x is equal to 1 times 36. We simplify. 1 times 36 is 36. And to undo 12 times x, we divide by 12. That's the inverse operation. What we do to one side, we do to the other side. So we divide both sides of our equation by 12. When we simplify, 36 divided by 12 is 3. So our x, again, has a value of 3. Our final proportion is 36 over 12 is equal to x over 1. Again, with your pink highlighter, highlight between the x and the 12. And with your yellow highlighter, highlight between the 36 and the 1. For our next step, we take our cross products. 12 times x is equal to 1 times 36. We simplify. 1 times 36 is 36. To undo multiply by 12, we want to use the inverse operation, so we divide both sides of the equation by 12. When we simplify, 36 divided by 12 is 3. X again has a value of 3. Proportion guy has the same numbers in his left hand, his right hand, his left foot, and his right foot as he goes through his cartwheel. And that enables us to set up 4 different proportions that are all equivalent. They all get the same cross products. And that's how we know if equations are the same or if proportions are the same. Because you can all see that after we take our cross products, we get 12x is equal to 1 times 36. And then we solve the equation the same on all of them. In conclusion, we can tell if proportions are representing the same information by if their cross products are the same. So we're going to look at the cross products to see if the proportions are the same. We go through the steps, we solve our equation. If we wind up with the same value in the end, then those were equivalent proportions. Thanks, Proportion Guy.